Welcome to the Silicon Valley Health Institute. We have monthly meetings or maybe more on Zoom, and our goal is to get you health information from world-leading experts such as Meir Schneider, whom you all know, and who will help us learn about being healthy. Our next Zoom meeting will be on January 12th at 10 o'clock California time, and it will be with Terry Cochran, who has got this phenomenal way of assessing health and looking at the genes and seeing what's damaging us. Like some of us can't tolerate sulfur, some can't tolerate other things. And so she'll be on January 12th at 10. If you want to be on an emailing list, put something in the chat or direct message me. And over to Meir.
So I just want you to know that I am not at the School for Self-Healing. I'm right now in Canada, and it's funny because you think that going for a vacation is going to a warm place like Hawaii. These days you can go to Israel. It's a very hot place in some ways, or Brazil. But I went to Canada. It's a nice place for Christmas because it's really snowy Christmas, and it is really cold here. But it's a fantastic place to walk in the snow. So I'm here starting the new year in the cold, and very happily so. I sometimes just go with a bathing suit to the balcony here to clear the snow, and it feels fantastic. So there are a few things that I want to talk about today. And this is, if we have a New Year resolution, one of the most important things about your resolution should be to discover new things with your body. For example, and Jean, do you want this window to be open or no?
Yeah. On your light, yes, it would be better.
Perfect, perfect. So the few things that we need to think about is what do we do with the body that we have to make sure that we're moving forwards and not backwards. And I would like to say that the number one thing that we should all be aware of is that we live in a very tense time. Now, my tension, of course, became way, way bigger in October 8th. I was very proud of the fact that I could function. I had to teach several classes, including teaching teachers of natural vision improvement how to work with low vision clients, which was exciting. It was in Barcelona, and then it was in Paris. And of course, I gave general workshops like the one we hope to give this January. We need some more enrollment for that. But one thing that I want to say is that a lot outside, out of our control, for example, anti-Semitism is not in my control in particular. I'm just happens to be a Jew. And anti-Israelism is not in my control either. I happen to sympathize with Israel. So those things are not under my control, but they could definitely hurt me pretty badly. That is so typical. All the news, shooting, corruption, everything can actually eat you up. And let's continue with that. Family problems could be very hard. In fact, many families find exactly in the celebrations of Thanksgiving, of Christmas, and of other forms of gathering, they can find that actually they have much more conflict than they would like to have. And not everything that you do is under your control. Sometimes it's hard to open the eyes. And I must say, I'm not in that state mainly. And I would like to open my eyes when I wake up in the morning. I'm a happy person. But even a happy person meets with mentally impossible situations. But there's something you can do about it, and that is to make sure that you're not being dragged down with difficult situation, that you don't make a double difficult situation. one in your life and one in your mind. The ability to accept, to be present, to love the life that was given to you, because your life is a gift that was given to you by the universe, will bring you to a whole different reality, because things come and go. But the permanent thing is to feel that you do what you need to do for yourself and to be thankful to the life that was given to you. So this is a good way to start the year. Have small obtainable goals in your personal life. So let's start with the fact that we need to improve our vision. One of the worst things that happens is exactly what happens now. Many of us are sitting in front of the computer to see what I have to say. I would prefer to meet you in a hall. I would prefer to meet all of you on the beach and talk to you on the beach. But the only way for me to meet you, the only way for you to meet me, is to open the computer and to look from short distance. And that's why in my book, Vision for Life, I brought the principles with which you can start and improve your eyes. And that means that you have to make an effort to move forwards. So here is the effort that we need to make. It's contradictory what I'm going to say. Make no effort to see. You may see well, you may see poorly. It's very interesting. As you know, my vision is about 70% of normal vision. It's not normal. It's not 100% like my kids, who also were born with cataracts, like myself. And I have in my room in San Francisco, where I have many Zoom sessions, as well as workshops on Zoom. And by the way, I'm so happy that we have more and more workshops in person, which I think there's something great about personal touch, although I do anything I can do in Zoom to focus on the clients and on the groups. I have a big TV screen near a laptop. And I'm lucky that I have Kyle these days as the person who helps me with technical support and other forms of support, which really help me to conduct the place and to conduct my sessions. But in the past, I used to be this close to the computer. And some of my sessions are 2.5 hours each. And sometimes when I give workshops, it's hours upon hours. And I found that my eyes were very, very taxed from being so close to the computer. And so we got a microphone, and now I can see it in a pretty good distance from the computer. I don't have that microphone here, so I'll get a bit closer to the screen. But we have a microphone in our place. And the very fact that I became farther from the computer, although I don't see myself that well, if I have to see something very detailed from the client perspective, I find myself getting very close to see what the client is showing me. But most of the time when we converse, when I suggest my exercises, assuming most of my clients see better than me, not all, I can tell you, I see it farther and my eyes have such a relief. I'm not waiting for the session to be over, which is not natural to me. I love the encounter with people. I love to talk to them. So let's understand that in modern life, to just move from one thing to the other, the very fact, I need the water, the very fact that we have to sit close to the computer, have to look at books, the very fact that we have to look at many digits which are very close to us is very, very taxing on our visual system. And the visual system is very important because your senses create your posture. So one of your resolutions should be, if you ask me, to look at the distance far away the distance. I know at least I have one person who I really love, who is from Jerusalem. The mountains there are just gorgeous. And I can tell you that near our place, the beach always changes colors, always is beautiful to look at, no matter when. Sometimes it looks kind of homogenic in its color, and then you can look through it and see much more. But most of the time, it just looked gorgeous. I know of one lady who came to me all the way from Portugal to work with me, and we were able to get her to a place where she could cross the street after she lost nearly 100% of her vision. And we were able to increase the vision enough that her kids were able to, adult children, to leave her alone at home so she would be independent. And that was wonderful. But one of the things that helped open her eyes is that I took her to a beautiful place called Land's End. And she looked at a distance and her eyes opened and she saw things she couldn't see before, rocks. She couldn't see the Golden Gate Bridge, which I was able to see, but sometimes she could see one of the poles there. And then she could read big signs. And then she could see a periphery well. And then her life changed. From a doctor perspective, maybe a doctor would just look at the chart and would see that she doesn't see the chart and would say she only can see fingers. But from a visual life perspective, her life changed all the way. With all of us, there is a pandemic of vision loss these days, more than ever in human history, because of the close vision. And also, I would add to it the fact that people are not curious about details. What they're curious about is contents. So they can look for hours at digits to understand something, to think about something, without really paying attention to details. And so the important thing is for us to manage our life and to get rid of the tendency to always freeze. So every day you owe it to yourself, and I'm doing it here in Quebec. We're walking in the cold snow, and unfortunately, except for me, most people are not spontaneous. They don't just go with their bathing suit outside to shovel snow, which I like to do. And we walk, and then we look at the distance, fully closed, because we spent some time at a distance. So if you can look at a distance, 8 minutes, 4 or 5 times a day, and give your eyes a rest, that would be great. If you don't have 8 minutes, do it for 4 minutes, 3 minutes. But look at a distance and look from detail to detail. So I will talk for a moment about all the principles of natural vision improvement. We'll do a natural vision improvement exercise. Can you get me the 4 pieces of paper, John? Yeah. And the mask and the scotch tape. Okay. So all of you have been told to bring this 4 pieces of paper. We have them in different colors, but actually the colors don't matter. The size is what matters. So we have a small paper, medium-sized paper, large paper, and extra large paper. And we'll do a couple of exercises with them right now. So I would like you to prepare all of them while I'm talking. So the principles of natural vision improvement is, number 1, let the world come in. Don't push the world into your eyes. Don't ever strain. Don't ever squint. Don't ever tense your face to see anything. That becomes one of our most important principles. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is relax your eyes. And there are many, many forms of relaxation of the eyes. Everybody knows how much I like, no, I'll do it. Everybody knows how much I like palming. Anybody knows how much I like palming? The important thing is that it doesn't always work. You know, palming, when we rub the hands, put the hands around the eye orbits, Doesn't always work. It only works when we're relaxed enough to deepen our relaxation. It doesn't work when we're very upset, talking about the nervous system. And then we have to adjust to different lights, adjust to the dark of the night that doesn't exist in basically practically 99% of the modern world. There are places where it's really getting dark, but even when it gets dark, most of us will not go there. I think it's so important for the retina and for the pupils to adjust to the complete darkness. And at the same time, we have to adjust to the strongest of light, like the sunlight. And I'm a big opponent of sunglasses, with few exceptions, when you drive to a sunset or to a sunrise or something of that nature, or when the road is very, very glary, or when you ski. But normally, I'm against wearing sunglasses. And even then, they should be weak sunglasses. And then the next principle is learning to look at details, small details, very important. And another principle is widening our vision, widening, having good peripheral vision. And the next one is balanced use of the two eyes. And the next one is to bring more blood to the head. I'm not repeating all the principles. They're in my books, they're in my workshops, and we still have, I think, a sale of 5 classes online. You can learn them thoroughly. But the important thing for you to know is that your resolution should be to change your life even a bit. Even that thing that you say, I'm looking at a distance from now on, will make a big difference. So you got yourself the 4 pieces of paper. And I want to show you what we do with them. I take a Scotch tape. Normally I have masking tape. For me to be able to put it between my eyes, I will make a loop and be able to put it between my eyes. So there are 4 papers. Okay. And so the second one, which is the medium one, you put right here. And I would put it between my eyes. And then the third piece of paper. John, can you help me find the 4th piece of paper? Okay. And we put it like this to put between the eyes. So get yourself the 4 pieces of paper. And we put this between the eyes. Okay, we're going to exercise peripheral work in a minute. But the one thing that I want to say is this. Periphery is everything you're not looking at. So for example, if you look at a computer and you wave your hands to the side, you will have a sense of more details in the room. And to really get to that place where you have more details in the room, what we need to do is to stand and move from side to side. To move from side to side, and we twist the opposite foot as we move from side to side, and we think as if the whole world is moving opposite than us. Kyle, am I clear?
Yeah, we can't see your face, but we could see your body just fine.
Ah, you can't see my face. So let me see. Where could it be? Kind of both. Can you see my face?
Further back would be better. Further back would be better.
Be better? Okay.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay. So we move all the way from side to side. We lift the opposite foot. We move all the way from side to side, and we think as if everything moves opposite than the way we move. When we move to the right, we think that everything moves to the left. When we move to the left, we think that everything moves to the right. I put the finger this way, so when I move up, everything moves down. When I move down, everything moves up. And we move from side to side, thinking that everything moves opposite than the way we move. We blink, we breathe, and as much as you can, above and below. Okay, so number one, put the paper between your eyes and wave your hands to the side. You put it close to your ears and then farther, above and below. Okay, and then we will change it to a bigger paper. And wave your hands to the side. Above and below. And then, even bigger, and you wave your hands to the side, above and below. So you wave and wave and wave and wave. And rub your hands and palm. Put the hands around the eye orbits with the large paper between your eyes. And then open your eyes and wave your hands to the side. And then put the large paper between your eyes. And then the medium one. Oops. That's why we have masking tape in our place, Scotch tape here. But wave your hands. And then let's take the small piece of paper. And walk with that paper in your room. John, I need you to direct the camera if you can. Walk in your room, having a sense of your environment while having the small piece of paper between your eyes.
Yeah.
Can the camera show me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I have to.
So eventually, it is not the periphery alone that we want to develop. We want to integrate between periphery and center. And can you give me a written page of some sort?
Something written.
Yeah, a book.
Yeah.
Okay. For example, you can look at your hand and wave your hand to the side, or yourself get a written material. And as you look at the written material, you can wave your hand to the side so you can integrate, right? you can integrate between the writing and the periphery. So when I look at this paper, I still see the computer on the side. I still see the walls here, and I'm waving my hand. So I'm aware of my periphery while looking at the center. And yet, clear vision is kind of different than we can think. We actually want to look at small details, smaller than the one we tend to see, but without losing the perspective of periphery. We also want three-dimensionality in the sense that we will use both eyes. Now, that is for the eyes. For the body, there are a few things we need to do. First of all, make a strong decision to go beyond your comfort level. Means, if you are basically at my age, around 70, I'm not there yet, but I'll be in my next birthday. I would say the first thing is that you ask yourself, how far do I walk? And how fast do I walk? And don't give yourself a program that belongs to others. It only belongs to you. So if I used to go to the cold ocean of San Francisco, I'm sure there are colder oceans in San Francisco, but I was for many years the only one who bathed there among all my neighbors. And if you used to bathe in the cold ocean, maybe there's a certain age where you say, when I bathe, my body doesn't heat up as quickly enough or can catch a cold. So now it's time to maybe run in the ocean just with a bathing suit and only bathe in warm days. That's where I'm at right now. In the past, could be hail and I would bathe in the ocean. No problem. I like it. The colder, the better. But thanks God to that, I'm in as good shape as I am right now. You can also say to yourself, maybe now it's more time to walk. So you can see me 3 times a week, normally, walking in the park, normally for about 54 blocks, if I count back and forth. That is what you do in your age. But if you're 25, you can do much more. The point is, don't ever injure yourself. Don't get to that place where you try in your 80s to do what you did in your 20s, because that's how you will hurt yourself. But to allow yourself to do more than your comfort level is. So many people lose their balance. And we talked about it in the last free session that we had. So for example, if you all take your shoes off for a moment, we'll do a couple of exercises that will help our balance. So we'll do the one we did last time. You can point the camera at me again, where we lift one leg up and keep the other one on the floor. Even if you need to hold into something, as I do, it is still a great exercise to just stand on one leg. Do they see me, or is the chair in the way?
Now you can see the leg.
Now we can see the leg. Yeah? Just lift the leg as high as you can. You can bend and straighten it and stand on one leg. It's also good to massage ourselves. There's a good Bunger balls. You know, I'm a big believer in Bunger balls. And we tap on ourselves and massage ourselves to lighten ourselves. Now, I will take a blanket, but if you have a yoga mat, that's even preferred.
I have one if you want.
No need.
Okay.
I will put it on the floor. If you can move the chair out of the way.
Yeah, but I'm stuck with the camera. So you
Okay,
have to
I'll
move
move
it.
the chair out of the way.
Perfect.
Okay, move the chair out of the way so you can see me. But I want all of you to put something on the floor you can lie on. And some of the exercises are real easy to do, but hard to understand. For example, put pressure between your shoulders. Another example, put pressure on your middle
It could
back.
be better if you put your blanket the other way, opposite.
Opposite, okay.
So we will see all your body.
So make sure you have a blanket or a yoga mat on the floor. So you lie comfortably. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And you try to feel different parts of your back. So for example, put pressure between your shoulders. Put pressure on the middle back. Then interlace your fingers and move your arms in rotating motion in both directions. Pull them up and move your arms in rotating motion in both directions. And now put pressure again between the shoulder and the middle back. Put pressure under the middle back and lower back, or just lower back, but feel that your abdomen has nothing to do with it. One way to know is lift your legs up, move them in rotating motion when they're close to the floor, bend your knees, and now put pressure. You can bring one knee up, then you can bring the other knee up, so you can feel your back. So one thing that happens with our stress is that we stop breathing. One good exercise is to inhale, hold air in, and then slowly exhale through your nose. Hold air in and slowly exhale. Then stay without air. Push the abdomen downwards and then inhale. And then exhale. Push the abdomen downwards and then again inhale. And now let's try and feel the back exactly the opposite way. We put pressure on the lower back, just the lower back, but without the abdomen. That's hard.
Okay.
Put pressure on the middle back. Put pressure between the shoulders. And then put pressure only on the left side of your body, of your back, and then only on the right side of your back. So now you're trying to have discovery of how your back feels. I found that in most cases, having those two tennis balls, everybody sees my tennis balls,
Yes.
is one of the ways to feel more. So if you have a couple of balls that you can put under your back, would be great. So lift your pelvis up, not on the vertebrae, again, not on the vertebrae. Put your buttocks on the floor with two balls on your lower back. Then bring the balls higher. Put your buttocks on the floor with two balls on your middle back. Then you can bring the balls higher between the shoulders and the vertebrae. But be sure that you are not touching a vertebrae or shoulders. And then interlace your fingers and move your arms in rotating motion in both directions. Then bring the ball higher to the end of the shoulders and feel those balls. And there's more to that exercise, which you can, of course, work with my seminars and also the book, Awakening Your Power of Self-Healing. But now that you lie down after feeling the balls, and by the way, you're more than invited to have a recording of this. You can follow it if you didn't prepare the balls or the paper on time. Now put pressure right now again on the lower back. And you probably can feel it much better without needing to use your abdomen. Put pressure on the middle back. And put pressure between your shoulders. And relax all the way. Okay, so we're going to sit up. Few other commitments that get you out of your comfort zone. When you climb upstairs, try to not use railing. Downstairs, yes. Sometimes it's also good to climb upstairs backwards to use muscles you never used before. Again, I'm talking to people in my age to a great extent that want to prolong their strength, because the difference between somebody who takes care of the strength of the muscles and one who doesn't is what happened in their 90s and 100 years of age. The more you take care of your muscles, tune them, and feel them, the better you will be. And when we talk right now about awareness, that's something that doesn't exist with most of us. Because anyone who was in my lectures, remember that the two biggest enemies to our well-being, to our back, are the chair that we sit on, because it tenses a lot of back muscles that don't belong to the act of sitting, and our shoes. I love it when I put my boots here, but I used to have big boots. I couldn't feel so much. I feel boots with which I can feel the snow. I like it when I walk that way. I like in San Francisco, where everybody walks with tennis shoes on the beach, when I walk and run bare feet on the beach and feel the sand. That's what should be with you. Feel. And right now, I wanted you to feel your back a little bit more. It's not easy to learn, and it's not easy to teach. But now as you sit on your chair, close your eyes and visualize that the chair carries your weight. Like you have to make no effort whatsoever. The chair carries your weight. And now you
Anyone
feel,
else having trouble hearing the sound?
Nope, sound is fine.
Everything's fine in Berkeley, California. I can see and hear everything perfectly. Thank you.
Yes, the volume is very low for me.
Fine on the other side of the bay as well.
Try raising the volume on your computer.
can you raise the sound at all or no?
Everything's good.
Well,
He's great, and everything's fine.
okay, good. Okay, I'm closer now to the camera. Do you hear me a bit better? Those who didn't hear me well now.
Yes.
Yeah, you sound fine, Meir.
Okay. I mean, I was far away from the camera when I was on the floor because there's no floor space, which is good enough here. Okay. So close your eyes, relax on your chair, have a sense of the back resting on the backrest, and breathe deeply and slowly. I will finish this section before we'll take a very short break by the walking that we need to do. Remember, I said, when you climb upstairs, do not use the railing unless you're afraid for your balance. When you stand up from the chair, do not use the chair support at all. And I made a mistake of standing from the floor and use the chair, but normally I don't. I get off the floor without using anything. Use the muscles that you have. And try to find muscles you never use. For example, side movements. Side movement is something that's hard for us to obtain, okay? So the important thing is to learn to start to use what we normally don't and to start to feel in the body what we normally can't feel. So my apology, it's not my natural setting. It's not my school. I'm doing it at my partner's home. So I don't have the exact camera I always have in my school. When we'll have the next webinar, you can expect me to be much clearer. But as soon as I get off the camera, it's kind of hard to hear me. All right, so here is the thing that I want us all to do right now. And this is to refresh ourselves. Let's do a few things. Those of you who have tennis balls, can you point the camera Towards me. Do you hear me, everybody? Yeah. Okay. So,
Yes, yes.
Yes, you sound great, Mayor.
Perfect.
so we move the foot back and forth right here. We move between our toes to the heel and heel to toes, little toe to heel, heel to little toe, from side to side, from side to side. We do like this, and the same thing we'll do with the other foot, toe to heel and heel to toe with the foot rubbing beautifully and squeezing the ball from side to side. I want to tell you, I travel too much. I would say I travel a lot. I don't know how many times I'll travel this year, but I'm booked to go to Brazil. That's a long flight with connecting flight. I'm booked to go to Barcelona, and I'm sure there'll be some other good flights that's going to happen. And if I'll tell you how many times I flew last year, your head would spin. But the point is, I've learned to not tense myself too much by having two tennis balls that I would massage my feet with, and I would massage my back. So when we get to 15-hour flight away and everybody's exhausted, I actually feel kind of refreshed because I massaged myself, and I also, of course, use the bunger ball. You know what it is? Yeah. I used the bunger ball to hit myself beautifully during the flight, and I didn't let myself get too tired. The bunger ball, what's nice, it can hit you between the shoulders, and that's a big deal. So I wouldn't say it's an easy thing to fly for 15 hours, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be as hard if you also take care of yourself and relax, because most people try to sleep and they wake up with tense neck and other kinds of problems. And I don't share their tension because I'm loosening myself up, because otherwise the connective tissue becomes real hard. So let's do one thing, which is the last thing that we're going to do today, before I'm going to open myself to questions and answers. I'll be glad to answer your questions. And that is, when we walk, you have to point the camera, please. So when we walk, we should walk heel to toe, always, heel to toe. But it's very hard to teach people to do that. When you walk backwards, it should be toe to heel. So forwards is heel to toe, backwards is toe to heel. So all of you, walk in your room, make sure you see your environment, don't trip on anything, because some people do that. So when you go backwards, look first of all right, look left, see that you see your way, and walk quickly forwards and backwards. Run forwards and backwards. That's the difference between being in my school and being in the living room. There's more space in the room designated for these videos. So anyway, you run forwards, you run backwards. Forwards, backwards, forwards, 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 backwards, forwards, backwards. And the more you surprise yourself in a way on your own, go back and forth, you would find that your hips are looser, and also it's lighter on your feet. So for example, let's do it again. Backwards, forwards, back, forwards, 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 backwards, 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 sideways, like the horror dance, yeah? From side to side, sideways, sideways. And you can do it from both sides, sideways. So sideways from all sides. So take a nice little walk and see how it feels now after just giving yourself few actions. And then belly dancing is a real good thing. So to move the hips, okay, if you can put down to my legs too.
Yeah,
In
you
rotating
have to
motion?
go back if I want to have the head too.
Okay, you don't need my head.
Okay.
Let me see enough of it. Move the hips in rotating motion in both directions, then lean on one side and move that one in rotating motion, then lean on the other side and move that one in rotating motion, and then do everything gently in rotating motion. Again, you lean on one foot and you move that hip in rotating motion. Believe me, it's also good to tap on the buttocks. Where do we have the bunker ball here?
Two here.
Two here. Okay, so for example, using a bunker ball to hit our bum when we move in one side in rotating motion, using a bunker ball to hit, and if you don't have bunker ball, of course, your fist to tap on the buttocks. And you know, we sit so much and you have no idea how much it hurts the back. I mean, finally, medicine came to its senses and started to say sitting is not healthy for you. I don't know why they said sitting is the new smoking, but sitting is the new smoking for quite a few people. So what I wanted to say is that it's important for us to get out of our comfort zone and to feel, because this is an aspirin age where we don't feel. We kill pain, so we don't feel it. But then we don't take away the source of pain in many cases. We have to learn that we can actually overcome many, many problems. Look at me, I overcame my blindness. Not completely, but almost. And I've helped so many people to see better, so many people to get out of the wheelchair. I'm going to take a 1-minute break. Hi, I'm returning. And Susan, do you want to pick up the people who will ask questions?
Yes, if it's possible.
Go ahead.
Yes, so why don't we start with,
Isabelle
gonna
Kaplan tells me that you speak Hebrew. Is it?
I speak Hebrew.
Ah, so do I ask you in English or in Hebrew? Whatever. What
In
you
English,
prefer?
because other people here don't speak Hebrew.
Okay, okay. My name is Amnon Danon, and I have a problem that my two eyes don't focus. My left eye sees very well 10
because of action of
very good 10 on 10.
because of the
The right one sees much less because I have glaucoma. And
How much less? How much less does it see?
How much? I think 620 or something like that.
Ah, okay, Jean, can you give me the obstructive lens and the red and green glasses? There are many good exercises that you can do, first of all, to make your right eye see better. There are many other exercises you can do to reduce the pressure in the eye and to increase circulation to the optic nerve. We use this kind of glasses, red and green glasses. I don't know if the camera shows it.
Yes, yes.
Very well, where we basically get each eye to see something different.
Yeah.
And we then get them to work together. There's an exercise that really worked beautifully for me because I didn't have any three-dimensional, means I did not know when something is closer or farther. And this particular glasses, you have this, you don't have, yeah. So for example, now this chart you won't understand unless you knows it. But flashlight, yeah, that's what I wanted. Also, we have an exercise. I'm covering my right, but you cover your left eye, where you cover your strong eye and you play ball with your wife and your kids, if you have kids. So you start to activate the right eye and to start to get it to see better, because they will not work together as long as the brain prefers the left on the right.
Yeah.
So it's not only a question of your vision, it's a question of your brain. For your brain, you are now in the jungle where you can hunt animals or animals hunt you, right? So it wants immediately to see whatever you can see well. We have much longer viewpoint. We want to make sure that the right takes part. So we have specific reading exercises. So, for example, we take this page of letters, right? And I sometimes put glasses in, and with my weaker eye, I read these letters. But there are other exercises as well, where basically we put, as you saw, we put all those papers in front of us. So I can put masking tape in front. You can put masking tape in front of your left eye with the paper. Yeah, נייר דבק ואת הדף. Yeah. And then you can read with your right. You can read with your right eye. You can read with your right eye and not with the left eye. So it basically lead to those kind of preferences. Okay, if you read the page, I will show him the last that I want to show him. So we have, for example, this board with red circle. Then we have light, and I need the red and green glasses. I have light, and I've described it well in my book. I wrote about. Do you have my book, Meir and I?
Yes.
Okay, I've described that in my book. When you put this, you can see the red through the red light through the red lens, but you cannot see it through the green lens. So if you put the red over your right eye, and so you'd see the circle.
Let me just show.
Show him, yeah.
Yeah.
And so you put through the red.
I don't see you, I just see him, so I cannot see what this saw. Do you see the?
Yes, I do see the circle. Yes.
Okay,
I see the
perfect.
circle.
So the circle you would see with the green lens,
Yes.
but the light you will only see with the red lens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you're able to do this, there's a lady by the name of Sarit in Israel that you can be in contact with her, and she can start to work with you. And whenever I come to Israel for my next workshop, make sure that you're in our mailing list, and that we could invite you to could let you come to the workshop, and you should see me there for 5 or 6 long sessions so we can work on this. But there's a lot to do to create willingness of the brain to use your weaker eye, your right eye,
Okay.
and then get them to work together. There's one more exercise you can do immediately. And this is that you put this between your eyes. Okay? Can you show the camera? Jean?
I don't know what I'm showing, I just.
Melissa.
No, I'm seeing just them, I don't see you.
Okay.
That's my problem.
All right. Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay.
I see
Okay.
half. I see the half of your face.
Okay.
Go back.
Yeah, Mayor, if you could step back, or Jean, if you could bring the camera up a bit.
Yeah, can you put,
John, bring the
Now,
camera.
now I see you.
Okay. So throw the ball from hand to hand above the head, and each eye sees the ball in a separate place. Now that is something you can do 10 minutes twice a day. And already that's going to make a big difference for you. So there's a lot to do. Just follow my book and work with it. Contact Vered or Sarit or both and work with them and be in touch with us. I can do with you also a Zoom session, but you can also get our classes online, and we can work together this way. And you can, the moment the right eye will start to work with the left eye, you'll have much easier visual life. Let's put it this way. And the peripheral work we did today was good for you as well.
But the thing is that it was okay up to last month or the two last months. It was okay. It happened that they started to be not in focus.
Listen, the stressor was there even before the symptoms came. The stressor was that you overuse your left eye. The question is, when will your visual system collapse?
Okay.
You see, if you met me a year ago and worked on that, it would have prevented the situation you're in right now. It's like you tell me, I lean on one leg a lot, and until now it didn't bother me. Okay, a year later it would. Okay. So you are having a stressor of unevenness. Lack of balance is a problem. Okay, we want to move to the next person.
Okay, before we get to Gabriella, one question. You put the red lens or the green one over the weaker eye?
You put the red over the weaker eye.
Okay,
That is
Gabriella, you're on.
That is in that
J'ai
exercise.
trouvé ses lunettes rouges et
That's
vertes.
Ah, c'est là.
Gabriella.
Hello. Oh, I don't see you. I'm so glad to finally meet you. I have 3 of your books, and I've had one of them for the last 20 years. And
I'm sorry. For the last 20 years, I've done something very bad. And this is, I gained some weight from all the chocolate I eat. But I also want to say that I lost some hair. That's from nature. That's being Jewish. I'm not losing anymore. But the other thing I could say is that my eyes got better, no matter what.
Wow, that's awesome. So in one of your books that I've been reading, because only in the last 2 years I started having problems with reading close. I can see really well in the distance. But the book says to...
But your arms are too short.
That makes sense. So it says that I have to do all these exercises for 90 to 120 minutes. And being a mom that works and studies, I find it hard to find the time, which if you tell me it's the only way, I will make the time.
Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. Once a week, give yourself a workshop of 2 or 3 hours and do them. Throughout the day, you can have a minute here and a minute there. You would see me going almost anywhere I go with this palming stick. Can people see the palming stick?
Put it on your legs.
Ah, this palming stick.
No, I don't see the...
So put the camera.
I can.
Ah, you cannot see.
I can see. I can see.
You can see.
Yeah, we can all see, Mayor. We can see.
The problem is that on this screen.
We don't see Meir, so maybe you
Okay,
can
Jean, now we see only Meir. Okay, so I want to see her right now.
Let me just, in this case, put it another way.
Okay, great. I want to see her. So I see, for example, when Jean likes to do shopping and it takes her some time, my eyes feel much better because I go where they sell chairs and I sit down for as long as she shops and palm my eyes. So what I'm saying to you is, okay, you take the page with large and small print and you do whatever you do. And then there is a sunny spot. You go there, you read in the sun, you cover with a piece of paper, the small piece of paper, the stronger eye, you wave your hand to the side and you read with the weaker eye. And you'll see that you see much better. Whenever you have 3 minutes, look at the distance. So the point is to be aware, to give yourself time off whatever you're doing, because there's, first of all, yourself, Gabriella, and the question is, what is number one, you or or your commitments in life? Truth is, both are important, and your breathing is important, your circulation is important, your vision is important. And let me tell you how important it is. How old are you right now?
45.
45. It's so common that people at the age of 42 start to be farsighted, okay? But then it is common at the age of 60, you have cataract. And then it's common at the age of 75, you have macular degeneration. So now you're working on the fact that when you're 100, you still see well. This is why you're doing this work.
And that leads to my next question, which is, should I get glasses in the meantime? Because I'm almost afraid to get glasses.
I would say yes. I would say low prescription glasses. Because one thing you're not allowed is to strain. Okay? So read in the sun, read in very strong light. Get yourself, first of all, very strong light that you can have in your house, that you can read well in a table lamp, and also strong light above that you can read. But then if you're in a strange place, so you can use the light of your phone to read a menu. But if you have a lot to read in a place that is a bit dark, then glasses will be indicated. So the point is minimize their use and maintain, because it's an issue of your lens. You want to preserve the strength of the muscles around your lens, the ciliary muscles. That's the important thing. People think, I take readers, it's all good, and then they see that the prescription goes up and up and up and up and up. And then there's readers for the computers, readers for books, and eventually it becomes glasses for distance that you don't need at this point, which I hope remains for the next 50 years, you know? So the point is that what you need is to do those exercises. When you look at a distance, then the muscles are rested. Then when you look from near, you see better, because when the muscles stretch, it's easier for them to constrict. So when you look at a distance, the ligament that holds the lens stretches and the lens becomes straight. When you look from near, the lens becomes like a magnifying lens. And so your ability to keep contracting the lens is so important, both for the muscles of the lens and the lens itself. Because, you know, it doesn't take long when you become stiff, before you become arthritic. So it doesn't take long before the lens is stiff for you to have cataract, okay? Maybe only 10 years. So the point is, you need to prevent the foreseen cataract by working on yourself now. But the first thing is make no effort. Work, create more movement, but make no effort.
Thank you so much.
And before you read, even with glasses, look at the distance first. Good, my pleasure. Okay,
Lola.
Susan?
Lola, please unmute.
Hi, hi,
Hi, Lola.
hi. Nice to talk to you and to get the chance to ask my question. I don't know if you will be able to help me. I had an accident this summer, and the impact was in my eyes.
What was the accident?
A car accident, and I had like a airbag explode in my eye.
Oops. Sorry.
Like severe trauma in both eyes, and I had like a retinal detachment in the left eye and partial loss of the vision, and I had to have a surgery right away because of the retinal detachment. So I had
just to explain to everybody, when the retina detaches, and that was very unfortunate, not enough blood gets to the retina from the eye. And therefore, this is one of the good things that medicine does, where it reattaches. It has several different methods. The most common one in the past was to put belt or to put gas, and the person lies on the stomach, and then the gas dissipates and creates the attachment. It's never as stable as a retinal did not detach. And I've seen people with 9 or 10 retinal detachments until now. And the reason why one loses vision is not enough blood came to the photoreceptors. So actually, if anyone can help you in your condition, it's me. But go ahead, keep describing it.
So yeah, in that eye I had silicone because I was out of my country and I had to fly back, so they didn't put the gas. So still like a bit of rest of silicone in the eye even after they take it off. So maybe I have to live with that all of my life.
Well, let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. This is where I disagree with doctors. They put silicone where I agree that they should have put the silicone. And then when they take it out, because the silicone is very harmful to the retina with time, they don't believe that the vitreous fluid that the silicone came to replace will come back. And I believe it's only a matter of circulation, that within 8 to 9 months, it does come back, and that the retina can get better. And I'm looking at your neck, and I really want this minute to give you body work and loosen it up. You know, you need more blood to the head, and your neck doesn't allow you to do that. So I would like to see that happening.
Okay, and so they took it out, but they couldn't remove it all because of the technical surgery thing. But that's just like minor of my concern at the moment, because the other eye, it has a thick cataract, but the retina is intact, and it has a very thick cataract. Maybe you can see it. And so I wanted to heal it naturally, but it's been like 6 months.
Let me ask you a question. Cover your right eye. What do you see? Do you see me?
Yeah, but I have a black spot all here, like in the left eye. Like,
Cover the left eye. Do you see me?
no.
No. So you need to remove the lens. Again, my suggestion is work with my method. If you can see me in person, that's the best for several sessions. I think the 6-day class that we're teaching is wonderful, and you could benefit from it a lot. And book yourself a cataract surgery 3 months after you started to do these exercises, because of course, the danger of the surgery is retinal detachment and glaucoma. So if they remove the lens, you want to make sure that the eye is as healthy as it could be, so you decrease the risk, and then your vision probably will be normal in the right eye.
Mm-hmm. And I'm meeting with an Indian friend of mine Saturday for like some exercise he's gonna give me. So I'm.
He's not going to be able to bypass this cataract. Now, we have special techniques where we patch the left eye and have light blinking to wake up the right eye. And you will immediately see somewhat with the right eye, and you would see better with both. The problem is that it's so much easier to simply remove the lens, give you all the light that you need, and get you to see well. I personally oppose most surgeries. In 80% of the cataract situation, I suggest for people to not do the surgery. In your case, I don't know who is there speaking, but please be quiet. Okay. But in 80%, in 90% of people, cases, I ask some people to not do the surgery, especially if it's level 1 or 2. Yours is level 4. It's very thick cataract. It is a result of the trauma, no question. And I would say that you should wait a few months to just do this physiotherapy for your eyes, and then we can then go for the surgery. That's my opinion.
Okay. Thank you so much. It's good to hear.
Okay. Susan?
Deepak, you're next. Please unmute yourself, Deepak. There you are.
Okay. All right. Am I unmuted?
You're fine.
Yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
the same question that I had. Is my husband and I, we both have eye problems. I had surgery in one of my eye for cataract. I don't want surgery in the second eye. When I am about, like, let's say about 2 or 3 feet from the computer, I can see you with closing the surgical, the one that I had surgery. I can see you. It's a tiny bit foggy, but I can see you. So you think that I can have recovery if I came doing a private session with you?
Let me ask you a question. What's your vision with the eye that has the cataract?
The vision, I have like everything's foggy, but close up, I can read everything, but farther, everything becomes foggy.
Even with glasses?
I don't use glasses.
Well, then I need to know what you see with glasses with the left eye. Because, Jean, can you get me an eye chart?
Yeah.
The way I see it is like this. If your vision is about 20% of normal vision, the left eye, the cataract eye, then you should not do the surgery.
Okay.
But then if your vision is any less than that, then you're not allowing yourself to get all the light that you need to get. Okay. And once you don't allow yourself to get all the light that you could have had, you are harming you're harming your eye, and you're harming your brain. Jean, I don't know how to take this off.
They don't see it, but I will put it on.
Okay. So let me show you the chart. Okay.
Okay,
That's a normal chart, right? So I have
yes,
to get a bit farther for you to see it.
okay.
If you see this letter,
Yes, I do.
I know from
Oh, 2.5 feet from the computer.
right, but if you
Okay.
see letter on the wall from 20
Yeah.
feet, you should not do the surgery. The
How-
doctor,
I think she can.
So
What?
how far do I see?
I have the wall to 20 feet.
20 feet? And just the letter E?
right.
Okay,
What about if she is about 10 feet in the room?
Well, then no, because that becomes half that distance, right? So
Okay.
this is 2200.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the point is, if you see this from 20 feet, don't do the surgery.
Okay.
If you only can see it from 10 feet,
Mhm.
then do the surgery. If you I know the doctors are saying, as soon as you see this, and no less and not smaller than this from 20 feet, go do the surgery. I say, no, we can live with this. So the point is this: get yourself glasses and find out how well you see the big letters and from what distance. And then absolutely,
What if I don't have glasses and how far, if I see it 20 feet, then I should come see you instead?
I would say see me and work with me,
Okay,
but I want to know what's your potential vision.
I see.
What's your potential vision? Even if you choose not to wear them, which is a good thing, but what is your potential vision? Because I want to make sure that you're not deprived from vision that you need in time of danger, from vision that you need for security, from vision that you need to see an opera or something of that nature. What's your potential vision? That's what's important.
because I have surgery in the other eye, I don't have a problem seeing everything.
But then you want the eyes to work together. Do you remember the
Yes.
case of the
Yeah.
person from Israel who spoke with me? And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, his whole visual system collapsed because with one eye he saw perfectly, and the other eye much worse. You can't afford to continue. So yeah, have with me private sessions. Where do you live?
We're in British Columbia, Canada. Any chance that you're coming this way?
Well, my partner lives in Quebec, so I come to her twice a year.
Okay.
I need somebody. I had several workshops in British Columbia, but I don't have an organizer for Vancouver at this point. But if I would do that, yeah, but it's not so far for you to come to San Francisco.
Yeah, we can come to San Francisco. Yes.
And, it's really not
And
far.
can we do a private session would work better?
Let's have several private sessions, and
Okay.
I'll be glad to help you, and I'll be glad for you to also come to my class. That'd be great.
Okay.
So what's
Which
your
class
husband problem?
Which class do you recommend?
The 6-day eye class.
Oh, 6-day eye class. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Okay.
And I have one more. I have one question for myself. And when we will come, we will probably come together.
Great.
My name is Deepak. So what I have is that I had a cataract surgery already done in both of my eyes. And so I can my numbers are like, one is like 20/40 and another one is 20/60. However, I have a glaucoma in both eyes.
Did that start? By the way, I want to ask you a question. Did the glaucoma start after your surgeries or before your surgeries?
It was before.
Okay.
So I have a glaucoma in both of my eyes, and I use eye drops. And also I have a retina epiretinal membrane.
Wow. Okay.
So I wanted to get rid of them.
Well, first of all, if you ask me what glaucoma is, it's death of the optic nerve, basically. And in your case, it's very partial because your vision is still excellent. It's not 20/20, but it's close enough.
This is after my surgery.
Yeah, fine. But that's your potential that's your potential vision. I mean,
Yeah.
we want to go up to 2030, 2020, but that's the point is we want to make sure that the optic nerve doesn't deteriorate.
That's right.
So, example, the peripheral work we've done this morning was very good.
Okay.
But I would say something else. Working on your posture, working on your neck becomes something very, very important. And that is, I think glaucoma is death of the optic nerve due to, number one, as the doctors are saying, pressure. But number
Yes.
two, poor blood flow to the optic nerve. And number three, imbalanced use of the eyes. So if we can get to balanced use of the eyes, so that exercise of putting the paper and throwing the ball,
Yeah.
and that comes in order to create balance. And the red and green glasses come also in order to create balance. So imbalanced use of the two eyes becomes a very, very big problem. So what I suggest is, since I'm very booked already with clients, because one of the reasons I do the 6-day class is that there's 6 half days. And so many people come to me for private sessions. Maybe I'll have a room for one there, but maybe you and your wife should come a week or week and a half before the class, work with me for several sessions. You definitely need about 8 or 9 sessions with me, 2.5 hours each. You can be in each other's session if it's okay with both of you. And, but I want to focus on one person at a time, and then come to the class and work with us in a class situation. And before that, for my book, from my webinars, I think they're still on sale. I'm not sure, but even if they're not on sale, you can call Kyle and get them on sale. You can start and work on your vision. It's very important to start. By the way, since we have 5 classes online, each one of them is about an hour and a half, and then the last one is 5 hours. Only do them half an hour at a time. I don't like when people look at a computer too long. And before you look at a computer, always look at a distance and always wave your hands to the side to have a sense of. Point is, you can't allow the nerve fibers to keep dying. Then it's a dire situation. So we really want to work on expanding periphery, bringing more blood circulation, creating balanced use of the two eyes. So for the next 50 years, you'll have normal vision.
Perfect.
Yeah, thank you.
And I have one more question about my son has a myopia. Can he come? Would that be easy to do? What do you do in that case?
Oh, he can come simply for the class and get rid of his myopia.
Oh, okay. And so if
he can participate in your sessions, but I will not look at him. I will focus on you and your wife, because that's what my goal would be. But definitely he can benefit from everything we do. Look, some exercises are good for everyone. Sunning, where we close our eyes and move your head from side to side, that's good for everyone. Palming is good for everyone. Yeah. So those things. What?
Staying in the dark room.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic for everyone. There's some limit for glaucoma, but there's no limit for myopia. So he can definitely come with you and participate. And this is a good time for him to work on his myopia. It's just terrible. In the beginning of the 20th century, 6% of the kids had myopia. Right now, about 80% of the kids have myopia. And that had to do with looking at the computer, taking all those classes online. We really need to understand we weren't born to have those problems. And we can get rid of the problems. And that is important for the rest of his visual life, basically.
Thank you.
Okay,
And
Adam.
we will plan something in, I think we are trying to do something in March.
Well, if you're to do something in March, then it's going to be for the 3 of you. I think we correspond. Right? Yeah. So come for more than one day. It's not enough to do one day, really.
How about 2 days?
2 is better. I would suggest 3 at least.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure.
Adam,
Appreciate it.
Adam, you're on.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. Did you call Will already or not yet?
Sorry?
Did you call Will?
Just listen to this and then do it.
Did you call Will? Will Fuller.
Is it Adam?
It is Adam.
Hello?
Hello.
Do you hear?
Hello. Sorry. Yeah, I hear you.
Did you call Will Fuller?
Yeah, I didn't have his number, didn't work. I mailed him, but I didn't get any response.
Oh,
I suppose
So yeah, just to resume, I do the sunning, palming, look in the distance. I work with the ball. I work with the green-red glasses. I work with the beads almost every day. So I keep the eyes, working. I take frequent breaks to palm and stuff like that. But now I'm going to do the operation, and I spoke with my operation surgeon, and she refuses to do like a zero operation of the left eye, because her philosophy is that my brain is used to being myopic on the left. So she's going to take it from -6 now to -2. But I said I want to do it to 0 so I can, have equal chances.
Is there any other doctor you can trust who would do it differently?
The thing is, I have a hard time doing the operation the normal way, because I don't like when people touch, when they're going to measure the pressure, they put things. I can't stand that. It's awkward. So they're going to do narcosis.
Look, I don't like what she's saying, and I don't like what she's doing. Try to haggle with her, see if she can go down to 1.5. But between you and me, if you reduce your myopia from 6 to 2, that's already an achievement, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's with a lens, because it's my cataract which is creating this enormous myopia.
No, I understand, but I would love it to be 0, if you ask me.
Yeah, me too.
I understand your difficulties. I completely have the same problem. I hate my eyes to be touched with those machine and with this pressure and all this checks. Maybe you can find if there's any doctor with a different philosophy. The only thing I can tell you is I know somebody in Spain by the name of Emilia Salvador, who is a fantastic ophthalmologist. She retired, but maybe she would be willing to do something for you. So try and be in touch with her. But other than that, I would say that you're in the hand of a stupid doctor who doesn't know any better. So there's not much we can do about it unless you're willing to see others. So Emilia Salvador, you can find through the Bates Association of Spain. You can even contact Maurizio from Italy and ask for her name and number.
I can send you.
Jean can send it to you. She can send you. Good. So
what's her name? Emilia.
Yeah. Emilia Salvador. See if she's willing to get out of retirement and do you that surgery. Or maybe she knows somebody who would do it, because I believe that 0 correction is much better for you. That's my opinion. We both share the same viewpoint, but you're at the hand of the doctors. And the fact that you don't like to be touched in your eyes, I've seen some people getting hurt from exams. So I don't blame you one bit.
Yeah, the other thing I can do is ask around in Sweden and see if there's other places. The advantage with Sweden is it's free, and most of them, the doctors, they know pretty well what they're doing. And this
somebody I know, Elizabeth Anderlin is her name. She studied in a couple of my classes. Elizabeth Anderlin. She's a Polish. Let's see if we have her in our mailing list. She's a Polish lady, but she's specialized in retinal surgery. See if she is willing to do cataract surgery, or she can influence an ophthalmologist to do it. But I remember she came to me from Sweden, and we had tumultuous relationship, but we definitely respect each other. So see if Elizabeth Anderlin is there in your phone book, or you can find her in some directory and talk to her and say, that's my recommendation.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll try to get another doctor, because it's a big operation, and
So remember the name. Remember the name. Okay, thank you, Susan. The next question.
Lasagna.
Hello. Good evening for us. I just wanted to ask you, you mentioned that
What country are you from?
From Slovakia.
Okay. Ja rozmawiam po-ruski, nie znаю Slovakia.
Okay. I understand the Russian. I was used to speak fluent. I can understand. You can go on in Russian, but English is better for me now.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much. I just wanted to ask you, you mentioned that you travel too much, yeah? And do you travel also, or make your courses somewhere here around the Europe also?
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna do a special course. Are you a physician?
No.
Because a physician from Slovakia have contacted us. That's why I want to tell you about.
Okay, but actually, I was working in a hospital and on the department. It's focused on the eyes. So
in Spain, in Barcelona,
yeah,
which they also call Catalonia, I will have a 3-day course or a 2-day course in October, and then we'll take the speed train. And I don't know the name of the place in Spain, but I can connect you to Joanna, who arranges it for us. And there we're going to talk about how to work with low vision, because that's many people who are natural vision practitioners want to borrow my experience of how I work with people. Low vision means that you can't actually correct it well, even with glasses, that you see maybe the big letter or maybe not with glasses. So that's what low vision is. So anyway, what I would like to say is that I will definitely have more courses in Europe, but I'm having a training course of my work in August in San Francisco, and it is from the 4th to the 16th. And maybe it's worth your while if you can do it. Come either as a tourist or on a student visa, because our school can help you with paperwork related to a student visa. And if you are interested in my work, you can stay and study more and learn my work in a deep way. We start with initial practitioner for 2 weeks, and then we continue. So from the 4th to 16, and then you can continue with an apprenticeship program with me and participate in my sessions. And then we do a part 2 training, which is more advanced training for 6 days. So we have all those things, and it's in a way easier than it used to be. You have to be 3 weeks, 10 hours a day. We shorten it so people like you can come and go if that's what you wish to do. But we have other situations. So I don't have training in Europe, but I have multiple of courses in Europe. And if you're on our mailing list, sooner or later I'll be invited to Paris or Rome or other places. I was, by the way, in the Czech Republic several times, and my book is also in the Czech language, by the way. I don't know if you read.
I already read.
Yeah.
And I have it.
Also, I was once in Slovakia, and there's a lady by the name of Daniela who does natural vision improvement in Slovakia, and she's the one who brought me to I forgot Basta Bisnica. I forgot the name of
Banska Bystrica.
Yeah, exactly. I was in that city, and I was there, and it was fantastic. But it was so many years ago. But I'll never forget it. It was a very good experience. So if you want to find somebody who could promote me in Slovakia or Czechia, I'll be glad to come there, because from time to time I come there. But if you want to seriously know my work, San Francisco is the best place.
I believe that San Francisco is the best one. But I was reading on the web page. Actually, I found your forecast of this Zoom meeting just when I was browsing on the internet today. I didn't even know that it will be today, but I joined. It's very nice, and it's why I was asking. Okay, so you do practice training in the Europe, many of them. I will put my email on the mailing list. I would be very glad if I will receive any information. Yeah, and maybe once more, who contacts you from Slovakia, practitioners?
No, there is a lady by the name of Daniela who is not a practitioner in my work, but she's a Bates teacher, and she studied with Aileen Whiteford, so I can probably through Aileen get Daniela's email, because I don't know if we continue to correspond. We did continue to respond after I was in Slovakia, but only for a while. So
Yeah.
Daniela from Slovakia, and it's interesting. She got the Dolphin Club of that city to sponsor me, which was interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but anyway, we can be in touch, and you can write to office manager at self-healing.org. So
Mhm.
be in touch, and we can send you the references that we have. And anytime that we can meet and work, I'd love to do it.
Super, perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, it was nice to talk to you.
Okay, Susan?
Okay, Alicia, you're next.
Yes, I.
Hi.
I have question. My husband and my daughter have the best disease. That is a macular dystrophia. A macular dystrophia.
Uh-huh.
And I would like to know which exercise do you recommend to begin?
Well, the most important ones are palming, distance, and shifting. You can see it in my book, Vision for Life.
Yes, I have it.
What?
Yes, I have the books.
You have the book, yeah. So Vision for Life would be a very good book for you to work with. You can also, of course, get our classes online and follow those classes. Where do you live?
In Montreal.
In Montreal. Well,
Yeah.
You can bring her to me tomorrow and I can work with her. I'm in
Yes,
Quebec.
yeah, I'm not available this week.
Well, next week I'm not here. But
Yes, I know.
yeah,
Maybe next time.
maybe next time. The dystrophy doesn't go away, so you want to work with her as early as possible in my work. Okay?
Yeah.
So shifting, palming, and distance viewing. Thank you.
Just a question. In your books, you have the flashing light. Yeah.
The what?
It is a good exercise for them to try the flashing lights in the dark to wake up the macula.
The flashing light in the dark do not wake up the macula, unless
okay.
unless part of the macula is already gone.
Okay.
How much blindness does she have in the central vision?
Sorry, I don't know exactly.
Well, that's the point. That's
No.
missing me this week is what doesn't help you know it. The only time we work with flashlights is when there is blind area. We call it scotoma. So when there is a scotoma, we wake up that area with flashlight. But what?
She showed picture of magic ones in the dark.
Magic ones in the dark is for peripheral use. The periphery we did today. That's not for the central vision. But what she's losing with macular dystrophy is the central vision, right?
Yes.
So the question is how much she lost. Does she have scotoma? That's the real question, you know? And that we need to meet in private and work. Now, sometimes we can do it on Zoom and work on Zoom and try to wake up some places. But again, what I'd like to tell you, we need several sessions. And so if you didn't come here, maybe you can come to a better weather in San Francisco.
Yeah, maybe.
Talk to you soon. Okay.
Okay,
Susan?
thank you.
Pam, you're next.
Oh, hi, Meir. It's been a pleasure to listen to you today. And I wanted to show you that I have this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they're almost extinct. the publisher, because so few people have CD players, and those are 2 audio CDs, but there's also a wonderful booklet there and pictures of the exercise. And I used to have more hair when they took picture of me in that time. And sold all these years. Sounds true. Put me in the back side, but they sold 100,000 copies of my different products that they carried, including Yoga for Your Eyes, the kit, and the Miracle Eyesight Method. They used to do that. Anyway, so what's your question?
Okay, my question is that I just want you to know I heard you on WBLI in New York. They did an interview with you, and I called in to get that kit all those years.
Kathy Davis?
I don't remember, but I just said I believe him and I want to get that kit and I want to try his exercises. So my eyes are okay. I have astigmatism. I wear glasses. And about 3 years ago, I got a sty on my upper lid. And after that, after it healed, I had a dry eye in this left eye. And I didn't like putting those drops in, so I just tried to blink and not do the drops. And then a year ago, I went to the ophthalmologist, and she said to me, you have a conjunctiva that's loose.
Ooh.
And she said, you just need to use the drops. That's the way it goes. So it got worse and worse, and I got a bad infection over the summer. And I went to the doctor, and they wanted to put some, what's that drug that makes it? It's a very bad drug. It was an antibiotic and a drug that makes your inflammation go away. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That kind of drug. I said, I'm not doing that. Yes, steroids. I said, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm going to just use chamomile tea and eye bright tea, and I'm going to soak my eye. I'm going to fix it. So I did fix it, and so then I didn't need.
All right. By the way, hooray to you, because
Thank you.
many people who use steroids
Yeah.
got glaucoma, cataracts, retinal problems, and others. So the fact that you did it with eye bright tea and chamomile tea is fantastic. One thing I would like to suggest for you is to sometimes put hot towels around your eyes and then cold towels. So, you don't have to do it for a long time. Like you do it 1 minute hot, 1 minute cold. You do it 3 times a day, and it's going to make the eyes better. Also, to bring more tears to your eyes, you need to work on all the exercises we suggested today on the floor, and also work a lot on your middle back. As you work on the middle back, it will help the neck, and do also a lot of neck stretches. And also when you blink, make sure that you blink all the way, that the eye opens all the way and closes all the way. So you really blink and help bring the tears. But
Like
again,
like this.
yeah,
like-
exactly.
Yeah.
All the way. That's what you need to do all the time. And again, do it even 3 times a day. Hot towel, cold towel, hot towel. I mean, cloth, around your face.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy that you resisted what the doctor suggested, because I've seen so many problems coming from that. I can't even count them,
Well,
So
you know what? When I read the side effects after I picked up the prescription, I said, I'm not doing that to my eye. No way. And I told her so. I told her that I wasn't going to do that, because she said, you probably need surgery to fix you. Oh, she said, you have a lesion on your eye too. Now it turned into a lesion. So I said, well, I don't want to do that. So then when I came back, the older gentleman who's in his 70s, because I'm 64, he's a little older than me, he said, I don't think you need surgery. He said, but you could go to the surgeon anyway and see what he thinks. He's probably going to tell you to use prednisone. I said, not going to do that either. So I didn't go to him, because like the other gentleman before, I don't like all those tests that they do to your eyes. They stress me out. So I went to a new ophthalmologist that was supposed to be like so compassionate. And when I got there, I liked him, but then he wanted to put these yellow dye drops in my eye to measure the lesion. And he put it in the good eye, and it stung me so bad I cried. I said, I don't want you to do that, my other eye. He said, well, we can't figure out what's going on unless you let me. So that was a big mistake, because that was a drug that really messed up my eye and made it very inflamed for many weeks and gave me digestive issues. I forget the name of this yellow dye, but it's made from petroleum, and it helped him look at my cornea, and he said, your pressures are great, your macula is great, there's no corneas, you're fine. But he said, if the lesion gets bigger, you'll need surgery. So he said, we'll just track it. But that was a bad mistake. I should have trusted myself and said, you're not going to put that yellow dye in. So since then, I've had, more and more, just it looks wet a lot. So you think if I just do what you told me? with the
If you
wetness.
do you do what I told you, that would be great. But
Yeah.
also relaxing the eye with palming and looking at a distance and doing the long swing. Also being physical. You need to be physical. Do you like to walk?
I love to walk in the forest, and I take my glasses off and I look up at the trees and I see the fairies up there. They dance around.
Lovely, lovely. I also talk to the trees when I walk. So being physical is already useful for you, and anything, swimming, dance, anything that gets your blood flowing, and massaging your face. Look at this nice exercise. I put my two hands here, and I massage like this. I'd like put pressure on my face from both sides. That's a great thing.
Like a circle.
Like a circle.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Meir. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, Pazit.
What do you want?
Oh, Meir, do you think my lesion will go away? Do you think it's possible?
Definitely.
It is too fast.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Definitely. Okay, my friends.
Hi, Dr. I'm from Israel.
Well, what?
You have another person.
I'm from, you can hear me?
Yes.
I'm from Israel. It's a pleasure to meet you. I have a question. I wear glasses, like you can see, and I love it. And somewhere I put a context, and my question is, if I wear glasses, it's like a natural mistake. Like I didn't burn with sunglasses. So if I can fix this, it's can be dangerous.
No. I mean, the glasses lead to degeneration. Think about it. Let's say that your legs are weak, okay? Think about it. So what do you prefer to do? Do you prefer to do exercises, maybe exercise in water, in pool, and make them stronger? Or do you prefer to take a cane or crutches and walk with them?
Make them stronger.
Exactly. So the point is, because medicine doesn't believe in any way that eyes can get better, from the very first second that they see that you don't see exactly the 20/20 line, or in Hebrew we call it 6/6, shesh. The moment you don't see the 20/20 line, they give you glasses. And then they give you stronger glasses and stronger glasses and stronger glasses. And what does it mean? Your eyes get weak. Then another thing happens. People go to the optometrist's office, and he might be nervous because he may have 20 people behind you. And okay, tell me, do you see this? Do you see that? Do you see this? Do you see that? And he thinks you don't cooperate if you don't give him an immediate answer. The best story I can tell you is my own daughter. I was born with cataracts. My two kids were born with cataracts. And my daughter loved her surgeon. They removed the lens in a good time for her to see well, but she loved her surgeon, and she also loved her optometrist. So anytime she went to the hospital, she would first be measured by the optometrist and then by the surgeon to confirm it, right? And I come to the hospital and they changed the optometrist, and she had a nervous lady who checked her vision, and she saw half of what you normally see with twice the strength, okay? And when we went to I came and I did with her an exercise. We put a patch of her strong eye, get her to look with a weaker eye. She went to a doctor. She was able to see better than she saw with the glasses in his office without glasses. And then when they put the glasses, the first time in her life, when she was before 10 years of age, she could see 20/20. And she doesn't have a natural lens, okay? So the best example I can give you is that of that daughter and some others. Often they give you glasses that fits your tension. When you step out of the office and you put the glasses, they seem to be too strong. So the optometrist, the ophthalmologist would say, get used to them. Just like get used to shoes, something like this. Well, how do you get used to them? You weaken your eyes so it will see well through those glasses. So we do the exact opposite. We're not telling you get rid of your glasses at once. We say put them in the pocket some of the time. and then go to a good optometrist that will reduce your lens. Can you give me the, here's the chart. That would reduce your prescription in such way that instead of seeing with the glasses 20/20, you'll see 20/40, right? Everybody sees that? You think or
Yes.
no? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So instead of seeing what they call 6/6, you'll see 6/12, right? Basically. Instead of saying this, you see that. And you get used to those glasses. Every department of motor vehicle allows you to drive with it. Okay. Except in foggy nights or something, they don't have that many in Israel. I can tell you that. So when you drive with that, and when you exercise, normally within 2 to 3 months, you see 20/20 with those glasses, or 6/6. And then you go and you reduce them again. So that's how slowly you get rid of them. You keep glasses in the pocket. Sometimes you use pinhole glasses with holes to look with them. And you use them. You never strain your eyes. If you don't see a sign, put the glasses on.
Okay.
But you never strain your eyes. But slowly, slowly, you reduce the prescription until you don't need the glasses. That's the way we work. This is a very good way to end up. I'd like to thank very much to Susan and the Silicon Valley Health Institute. I'd like to thank very much to Kyle for his technical support and help. And I would like to thank very much to Jean for helping me here with the camera. And I would like to again announce that we need more enrollment. I hope a couple of more of you will come to our class on January. And we'd like to see some people coming to the training course. And very soon we'll be again with a free Zoom with the Silicon Valley Institute. Thank you very much.